In a nation of 7,641 islands, connectivity is not merely a promise, it is a responsibility. And at PhilTower MIDC, this responsibility begins with smarter operations. As one of the country's fastest-growing digital tower infrastructure companies, PhilTower MIDC embraced digitalization as a strategic imperative, setting a benchmark for how towers should be managed today.
In tower operations, it takes you, let's say, 9 months or so to build a site, and then you have to manage it for 15 years. So unless you have a very good understanding on what's going on that site, the managing and the operation of those sites for such a duration is technically where tower companies end up losing their margins. We have started by deploying, and we were the first ones to really commit to 100% deployment of remote management systems in order to bring back more data we could back up to the central brain of this operation, which is what you see here with our Digital and Intelligence Operations Center.
At the heart of PhilTower MIDC's operations is the Digital Intelligence Operations Center, operating 24/7, covering all active towers nationwide. They monitor power grids, battery, and genset status, and even alarms and indicators of burglary or theft every single second of the day. Before, alarm monitoring required dozens of engineers combing through data. Now, PhilTower MIDC's integrated RMS, PowerX AI platform, and iTower ticketing system work in harmony.
Once you have thousands and thousands of sites of data and millions of alarms, and if you don't look at them instantaneously, well, you truly lose the plot. So adding a brain at the reception of this data was really key, and that's where PowerX came in. Today we are running an operation that has almost a zero-touch involvement from all our intelligent NOC, where the system works in a closed loop, takes on the alarm from the sites, derives a root cause analysis, and derives also the measures to resolve that, and sends out that email via our ticketing system to the field force to get on the site with the relevant tools, fix a problem that is clearly identified. So really performing far better, faster, and more accurately was really the key to our development of this intelligent NOC, and PowerX is a key element to this.
Every site alert automatically generates a mobile ticket. Our field engineers get precise information: where to go, what to fix, and how urgently they have to respond.
If there's a grid outage, are the batteries being used first before cost is being incurred starting a generator? Are the batteries being recharged quickly enough in case there's another power outage? So we're continually looking at all elements of the network, making sure that it's running optimally, and any issues around the infrastructure are highlighted so that they can be resolved before they happen again.
Through the integration of PowerX together with the ticketing system as sort of one platform, we are able now to channel through the exact order. The team in the field is going to be a lot sharper, focused at the immediate issue that we encounter, therefore reducing the downtime of the system, and not only allowing us to beat the contractually agreed SLA uptime of 99.9%, we are running the operation for the last 9 months at 99.97, 99.98%, which creates a lot more time where users can be on air and a greater user experience. So I think that's really key in maintaining the uptime SLA, which is a key driver in all our contracts with our customers. But the other one as well is, once you have an issue in the field, the mean time to repair is where we also have brought it down massively from the very early days of the operation that were 4 hours plus, now to just slightly above 3 hours. So we are really able to first avoid problems from happening. Secondly, when the problems happen, we are a lot better able to fix them. And thirdly, we are able to exceed the SLA expectation that our customers have on us, really setting a trend that is hard to follow among the other peers in the industry. And that's also where we have invested a huge amount of efforts, both in upskilling the people, but also in dealing with the fact that we will never have as many people as we need to go through that data. Now, once you have that data structured and organized in the proper way, you can really take very important management decisions. Some of them are very simple and have a direct cost-saving impact into your operation. So the key was really being able to really understand, reading the alarm, understanding the root cause, and acting on it from a planning matter as well as from an operational field matter.
Energy savings are just the beginning. Every site's health is tracked: temperature, overloads, voltage stability, and preventive KPIs. This digital backbone allows PhilTower MIDC to manage more than 4,000 tenants with only a fraction of all alarms for field visits. Proof of how preventive care and automation are changing the game.
A machine learning process goes to look at all these alarms, look at all the possible root causes, and actually provide a solution not only to resolve it, but also to prevent it from happening in the future. So that element of predictability, as I was saying before, really works. The more data you feed it, the more scenarios you feed into this brain, the greater the accuracy of the analysis. But also what it does, it really pinpoints the possible weaknesses that you may have in your system, and weaknesses that generally you don't tend to see simply by collecting data. You must really correlate between the data that you collect, looked at past experiences. One of the big things that we have used PowerX on is the prediction of the typhoon flow across the Philippines, so that we are better able, based on those paths, to determine what's the right battery backup, how much we need to change it, how much we need to improve it in order to offset and get over the typhoon season. All of this somehow needs to converge somewhere. And our converged, and I would say integrated, digital intelligent operating center is allowing us to have in one snapshot, divided by territories for greater intervention. In that way, having so many elements of monitoring and so great visibility is something that is unique. It comes from the harmonization of the platform, the integration also of those platforms together in one usable set of data that is not overcomplicated, being able to process immediately what needs to be handled while in the background continue the analysis part of things. We're truly proud to have invested really early on in deploying remote management systems, because if you don't have the data, there's nothing that you can do. Secondly, deploying an additional brain into all that, recognizing that there will never be enough people to look at millions of data. And finally, representing all this through an integration of the operating systems into one simple, almost boardroom to site visibility that traces it end to end. And that we are able to derive analytics out of that in a manner that can be explained in the monthly reviews and quarterly reviews with our operators, so that they feel and they see the same thing as we do.
I see a lot of tower operation centers around the world, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, the Digital Intelligence Operations Center that you have here at PhilTower MIDC is world-class.
Remote connectivity has become more and more necessary. It can go across multiple aspects of education, healthcare, hospitality, families, connection. Through that, accuracy and focus in the operation is really translating in all these elements of the community being better able. It's a lot important in the emergency situations, but also it helps family reconnect and helps people really enjoying a much greater services, for which our customers, the mobile operators, are really vouching for. Essentially, by doing all this, it makes us really a true enabler of that lifestyle. We do believe that through our work on a daily basis, and this is a 24/7, 365 activity, there's no downtime. Our Digital Intelligent Operations Center works from here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and every day of the year, whether it rains or shine, because we do feel that we impact lives, and we are enabling our customers to realize the objective to connecting the Filipinos.
PhilTower MIDC is more than a tower company. We are a lifeline provider, a digital enabler, a standard setter. Smart operations, zero fault vision, future ready. This is tower management, the PhilTower MIDC way.